bloated and fat and disgusting.
You know, the problem with Republicans quoting the almighty fat one is it always explodes in their faces. Why? Because he's a lying machine. And his lies, his obfuscation, they kill people. Like the estimated extra 500,000 deaths during COVID attributed to this.
I wanted to always play it down.
Now, after his red State of the Union, his idiotic dumplings are out there blathering more bullshit that Tiny Fingers just makes up, like immigration. Here's Paul Gosar, a MAGA from Arizona, getting schooled by the mayor of Boston.
We're the ones that have it. We just heard we want a comprehensive immigration policy. How can you get a comprehensive immigration policy when you're defining it from the very get-go? You're building it on false premises and false tenets.
Respectfully, Congressman, you could pass bipartisan legislation, and that would be comprehensive immigration law. The false narrative is that immigrants in general are criminals, or immigrants in general cause all sorts of danger and harm. That is actually what is undermining safety in our communities. If you wanted to make us safe, pass gun reforms. Stop cutting Medicaid. Stop cutting cancer research. Stop cutting funds for veterans. That is what will make our city safe.
Yes, thank you. I yield back.
Sure. Now let's start with Paul Gosar. He's a really bad congressman, weak, incompetent, and MAGA to the core. How bad? Watch this short video for the surprise at the end.
Paul Gosar, the congressman, isn't doing anything to help rural America.
Paul's absolutely not working for his district.
If they care about health care, they care about their children's health care, they would hold him to account. If they care about jobs, they would hold him to account.
If he actually cared about people in rural Arizona, I bet he'd be fighting for Social Security, for better access to health care. I bet he would be researching what is the most insightful water policy to help the environment of Arizona sustain itself and be successful.
And he's not listening to you, and he doesn't have your interests at heart. My name is Tim Gosar.
David Gosar.
Grace Gosar.
Joan Gosar.
Gaston Gosar.
Jennifer Gosar.
Paul Gosar is my brother.
My brother.
And I endorse Dr. Brill.
Dr. Brill wholeheartedly.
He's just like Trump. His family hates him. Now let's address the Gosar lies.
We just heard we want a comprehensive immigration policy. How can you get a comprehensive immigration policy when you're defining it from the very get-go?
Immigration, well, that's the biggest lie and the most racist Trump has propagated.
The false narrative is that immigrants in general are criminals, or immigrants in general cause all sorts of danger and harm. That is actually what is undermining safety in our communities.
First, as I'm sure you remember, Trump and Johnson spiked the Republican-sponsored immigration bill that would have ended catch and release. It would have held immigrants applying for entry until their case was adjudicated and shut down the border when the numbers applying reached a certain number. And why did Trump kill it? Trump wanted to run out a lie. And of course, this lie, it fueled it all from day one.
They're bringing drugs. They're bringing crime. They're rapists.
Here is the truth. There is substantial research by Republicans dating back to Reagan that has assessed the relationship between immigration and crime. Numerous studies showed that immigration is not linked to higher levels of crime, but rather the opposite. Studies have also examined the impact of concentration of immigrants in a community on crime patterns. Guess what? They found that immigration is associated with lower crime rates and an increase in structural factors such as social connection and economic opportunity. They're all linked to neighborhood safety.
If you wanted to make us safe, pass gun reforms.
Okay, gun reform? Well, the Republican Party, from the First Lady to Cruz, have lied about guns and safety. Here's Dairy Queen chasing down David Hogg, a survivor of the Parkland massacre.
David, why are you supporting the red flag laws? If Scott Peterson, the resource officer at Parkland, had done his job, then Nicholas Cruz wouldn't have killed anybody in your high school, or at least protected them.
We live in a nation that averages 1.5 mass shootings every day. Our 10-year-olds routinely practice what to do should a killer start shooting in their schools. Usually young people armed with AR-15s and other long guns that teenagers can legally fire in 39 states. But we should have known everything we need to know after Sandy Hook, when 20 small children were gunned down, and all Republicans could say was, if teachers had guns, it never would have happened.
The most effective tool for keeping kids safe is armed law enforcement on the campus.
But Mayor Wu wasn't done yet.
Stop cutting Medicaid. Stop cutting cancer research.
But that is exactly what President Musk and the First Lady are doing. And here's the result.
My name's Kyle, and I'm a veteran, a father, and a cancer thriver. 5 years ago, I was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer and given just weeks to live. Now, I got lucky because I got into a clinical trial that saved my life. This clinical trial involved experimental immunotherapy drugs and was funded by the National Institutes of Health. You heard me say was funded, because Doge has taken a chainsaw to cancer and other medical research without a thought given to the people it impacts. My cancer treatment is now at risk. So is the treatment of millions of other Americans, including veterans and children who are suffering from cancer and other life-threatening diseases. This is not acceptable. This is not how we Americans take care of our family, our friends, and our community.
And of course, then this.
Stop cutting funds for veterans. That is what will make our city safe.
Remember now what this president said about veterans?
In a statement to CNN, Kelly confirms long-standing allegations that Trump called prisoners of war suckers. Trump is said to have made the remark at Arlington National Cemetery on Memorial Day. I don't get it. What was in it for them? Before laying flowers on the grave of Kelly's son, who was killed in action in Afghanistan. Kelly also says Trump did not want to be seen with soldiers who were wounded in battle because it doesn't look good for me.
But Gosar has definitely found a home with the First Lady, and both of them represent the dangerous intersection of dumb and dumber.
Erase our borders, eliminate our police, indoctrinate our children, vilify our heroes, take away our energy. You know all about that. Take away our energy, if you can believe it. No fossil fuel. Destroy our Second Amendment, attack the right to life, and replace American freedom with left-wing fascism.
Mayor Michelle Wu is an Asian American who, like many other non-white Americans, have had to listen to the strong undercurrent of racism proliferating through MAGA, mostly by Trump and idiots like Paul Gosar. And the results are comments like this.
If I have a black female surgeon, my first assumption will be this person had to meet lower standards.
But while the Supreme Grifter fooled many women, and people of color, the President and First Lady's draconian cuts hurt minorities and the poor disproportionately, leaving them asking this question, what the hell was I thinking? And as 2026 looms ahead, this conclusion, no mas.
Go f*** yourself.
Oh, I like that.
Damn right. You're a nasty person.
I'm as mad as hell. I don't want to talk about this stuff. Am I wrong?
Yes.
Tick-tock.
You're in a lot of trouble, Donnie.
I think he's crazy.
I'm Chip Franklin.